Welcome to our second episode about Joe Hill's most famous song, The Preacher and the Slave. I would like to begin with my late good friend, Union brother, and mentor, Utah Phillips, the golden voice of the great Southwest, and his fine introduction.
Joe Hill wrote a song for the free speech fight of 1910, and it was introduced on the streets of Spokane by Haywire Mac McClintock. He was a branch secretary then. He wrote Big Rock Candy Mountain and Hallelujah I'm a Bum. He got together a little band, T-Bone Slim, a tuba, a garbage can lid. They stood in a doorway, waiting to leap out at the unemployed throng and regale them with song. They used a shill to build the crowd. You know, a carny shill, somebody uses tricks to build a crowd. I think his name was Tresca, but he wore a black suit, a black bowler hat, a string tie with an umbrella and a briefcase, looked like a banker. He'd walk down where they were hiding in the doorway and suddenly he'd start to yell, "Help, help, help, I've been robbed, help, I've been robbed." Everybody'd run across the street. "What's the matter, what's the matter?" As soon as he got the crowd together, he'd yell, "I've been robbed by the capitalist system, fellow workers." He talked to them for 10 minutes, and then the boys would leap out and start singing, and this is what they were singing. "The long-haired preachers come out every night. I try to tell you what's wrong and what's right. But when asked about something to eat, they will answer in voices so sweet."
The Preacher and the Slave was written by Joe Hill in 1911. It was written as a parody of the hymn In the Sweet By and By. In this song, Joe Hill coined the now familiar phrase, "pie in the sky."
You'll get pie in the sky when you die, that's a lie. Now, Joe Hill was executed by the state of Utah November 19th, 1915, for writing songs like this. But he left them to us. These are our people's songs, so you damn well ought to learn how to sing it, don't you think?
The Industrial Workers of the World, commonly known as the Wobblies, were founded in 1905. They concentrated much of their energies organizing migrant workers in lumber and construction camps. Joe Hill was an organizer in the IWW and devoted his life to the, quote, awakening of those called by the ruling classes, illiterates and scum, to an original personal conception of society and the realization of the dignity and rights of their part in it, unquote.
Work and pray, live on hay, you'll get pie in the sky when you die.
That's a lie.
Yeah, real vociferous on that last part, all right? And the Starvation Army they play, and they shout and they clap and they pray, when they've got all your coins on the drum. And they will tell you when you're on the bum, you will eat by and by, in that glorious land in the sky. Now work and pray, live on hay, you'll get pie in the sky when you die. That's a lie.
He wrote his songs to inspire solidarity in the ranks of the IWW and to recruit new members. He and the Wobblies encouraged a conscientious withdrawal of efficiency, which was not a call for violence, but rather a sprinkle of sand in the workings of machinery, and more specifically the efforts of non-union friendly employers. Joe Hill was finally arrested, tried, and convicted of murder and sentenced to death in a kangaroo court arranged by and for the bosses in order to silence another wobbly voice.
And the stripes were bloody and the stripes were black, as hard as they were long. In the dark of the night, Joe would stay awake and write. In the morning he would wake them with a song. In the morning he would wake them with a song. And he wrote his words to the tunes of the day, to be passed along the Union line. And the strikes were lit and the songs were spread, and Joe Hill was always on the line. And Joe Hill was always on the line.
Fight hard for the good things in life. They will tell you to stop all the strife. Be a sheep for the the bosses, they say, or to hell you are surely on the way.
Just prior to his execution, he had written to Big Bill Haywood, an IWW leader, saying, "Goodbye, Bill. I die like a true blue rebel. Don't waste any time in mourning. Organize. Could you arrange to have my body hauled to the state line to be buried? I don't want to be found dead in Utah." His last wish was honored when his ashes were distributed to IWW locals in every state in the Union, except Utah.
Working folk of all countries unite. Side by side we for freedom will fight. When the world ends, its wealth we have need.
But this isn't a story about a lone hero allowing himself to be martyred. Joe Hill didn't work in a vacuum, and he would be the first to tell you that he didn't work alone. It's important to remember that individual heroes don't make substantive changes. It takes movements. It will take large groups of committed individuals working toward a vision of what could and should be to overcome the inertia of the status quo.
And standing there as big as life, and smiling with his eyes, says Joe, what they can never kill, went on to organize, went on to organize.